third world country where just based on the color of my skin, I could potentially be a target. But I've never felt that way at home. That if in my neighborhood happens to be predominantly white, if there were two black guys in the sheriff's car that came through, if I would feel threatened by that. That would be the context, I think, that a lot of people have. So I know that that's where I don't have that context. I mean, I could say it, but I've never felt it viscerally. I've never felt like I was targeted like that. I've also, I don't know what it feels like to be pulled over for some minor infraction.
Like a broken taillight.
Like a broken taillight in Minnesota, and be afraid that there could be something very, very bad at the end of that traffic stop, as opposed to, well, sir, here's a ticket, make sure you get that thing fixed. I don't know what that feels like to be fearful, not just fearful that I'm going to get a ticket, but fearful that I could potentially lose my life. I know that I don't understand that. And the other thing is that I know that I don't see a series of shootings by police as a greater conspiracy against black people in the United States. But I can understand that there are people who do. I mean, if you and I were to grab anybody off the street who doesn't look like us, if we're to ask coworkers who happen to be black, or friends who happen to be black, or whatever, and I'll bet you a lot of them could rattle off 6, 10, 20 names of people who have been killed in the last 2 decades, high-profile cases, some of them caught on video, some of them not, but that they consider it a trend. I see the cases individually, but I know why people see it as a trend. So I feel like I know what I don't know about this situation. Somebody pointed out on Twitter just a couple of minutes ago that, I was suggesting that I was oversimplifying the issue, that it's not that people have a victim mentality, it's that they are victims. And I can understand why they feel that way, but I don't see it that way all the time.
Yeah. I think that you and I were born on third base, but I absolutely don't think we think we hit the triple. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do believe sometimes, we've had conversations like this, what the hell business do we have talking about this? We don't know what that feels like. But all we do is get information from people who do. Right. And digest that and try and get some kind of grasp.
Or at least acknowledge that there's a gap there, right, and allow other people to fill us in on what that feels like or what it means or how it looks in everyday life.
I've told the story when I worked in Sacramento morning drive-in, we would all have to be there. The whole team would have to be there 3:30, 4 in the morning. And one of my colleagues, a black guy, we knew he was going to be late at least once or twice a month because he would get pulled over because it's dark and it's Sacramento and he's driving. And that's the experience that I have. But anyway, we'll talk more.
But see, that's the thing is, you and I have that experience peripherally.
Exactly.
We don't have that thing.
Right, that's all I have, and it didn't happen to me. We're going to have Brian Suits coming on tomorrow, because if you've seen any of the video of what happened last night in this attack on officers in Dallas, it looks like a war zone, and it brings up the concept of urban warfare and what these police were facing, what kind of tactics went into play, and Brian Suits knows all about that. We'll have him on coming back.
Gary&Shannon continue in for Bill Handel.